This is functions part 2, graphing on the coordinate plane. So you might need to either graph points on the coordinate plane or find points on the coordinate plane and give the numbers for that point on the coordinate plane. So first off, this is not marked. This line going vertical up and down is always going to be your Y line. This line going horizontal left to right is always going to be your X line. So the one note for today is when you're graphing points, the first number is X, the second number is Y. They're alphabetical. So always go left or right first. So that means this way. This is what you'll always be doing first. Then up or down. So the first point is -4, 10. So I said always go left and right first. So the first thing you would do is you'd find -4. So here's your 0 right in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see it's got a -4 in front of it. Then your second number is 10. So you're going to go up 10. So from that point, don't make a dot there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or you can look over here and see that there's a 10 right here. So you should have a dot right there. Always make your dot where the lines cross. I see people try to make their dots in the middle of lines or in the middle of the square. They're never going to be made there. They're always going to be made where the lines cross. They could be made there in more advanced questions that have decimals, but you're not going to have decimal coordinate points on the GED. So the second number is 7, -9. So the first thing you do, left and right, you move over to the 7, which is right here. Then your next number is -9. So from that 7, you're going to go down this time because your negatives are down here. So from this 7, you come down until you get to the point where it's even with the -9 and it's even with the 7. And you're going to make a dot there. Your third point is 0, 9. It's easy to get these mixed up anytime you have a 0. So just remember left and right. So if that's a 0 on the left and right axis, then you're not going to move left and right. You're only going to move up and down. So since this is positive, you're going to move up. So don't move to the left or to the right. Just go up 9. Your point would be right there. We're going to skip over this one because it's similar to that one. We'll get to a double negative. So you can have both points being double negative, or both points being negative. So -4, -6. Start your 0, go over to your -4 first, then down here to the -6. So you would follow this line until you meet up with the -6 line. You put your point right there. Next, let's find a point that's both positive. So let's do this one over here, 6, 5. So if they're both positive, you would go +6, then you would go +5. So go ahead and pause your video and try to graph all the points that I skipped over. Okay, let's see. We did this one already. We did that one. We did that one. And we did this one. So we need to go back and do this one. -8, -6. -8, -6. -3, -1. 5, 5. Now, if you downloaded the worksheet, the rest of the answers are on the back, so you can check the rest of your answers. Skip over this to save time. So practice the other 8 points on your own and check with the answers. Now, like I said, if they give you the numbers, you're going to be graphing them. If the dots are already graphed, you're going to find what number they're at. So first off, you'll notice that this skips numbers. It's basically saying that you're going 2 at a time. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. What they haven't done is they just haven't put 1, 3, 5, 7 in there like that. So they're saying every 2 lines is 2. So it's still one box is one number. They just haven't wrote half the numbers in. So let's find point A. So it's over here. First thing you do is left and right. So you find out how many numbers over that goes. So you start at your origin, 1, 2, 3. So your first number is going to be 3. Always separate with a comma. Then from there, you can count up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be 2 positive numbers, 3, 4. Let's find B next. B is down here. So you're going to be going left this time, so it's going to be in the negatives. So 1, 2, 3, 4 to get to B. Then how many down? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's actually both negative 4s. All right, let's do C, which is right here. Again, you're going to go left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the beginning number is the same. Except this time you're going to be going up instead of going down. So you go positive 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do D. It's over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the positive. Now you're going to be going down 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be negative 3. Again, if you download the worksheet, all these answers will be on the second sheet, so you can check yourself to finish this worksheet out. This down here is just going to be plotting more points. So just like what we did on the first page. So let's say we need to plot that point right there, L. So negative 7, 3 means we go 7 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 3 positive means we go 3 up. 1, 2, 3. So you put a point there, and then you label it L. So you can finish the rest of those. The answers are on the back of the page, or the second sheet. Now there's 3 things that they can do with shapes. They can translate them, they can reflect them, and they can rotate them. So we're going to go over all 3 of those. So if you want to make a note, translate means that the end shape is going to look exactly like that. What you're going to do is you're going to move it. You're going to either move it left, up, or left and up from here, because that's the only directions you can go. You can't go right. You could go down a little bit. But more than likely, since it's all this empty space, they're going to be moving it left and up along those lines. So translate just means to move your shape. Still going to be oriented exactly like that. So it's got the points down here that these points already make. So 3, negative 4 is all it's saying. You're not graphing these points. They're saying that that point is that point is that, and that point is that right there. What they want you to do is they want you to fill in the new points after you translate the shape. So this says move the shape 5 units left and 6 units up. So you just pick a point to start from. So let's just pick the top point. So from this point, you're going to move it 5 left and 6 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that dot is going to be in a new place for that dot for our shape. It doesn't matter which one you do first. I just pick the top one because that's easiest for me. I'm going to pick the bottom right one. So again, 5 units up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did that wrong. 5 units left. Should read 6 units up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that point is the new point for that. Then we're going to move this 5 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So your new shape should look exactly like your old shape with the same dimensions, same tilt. It's just slid over basically as you're sliding the shape to a different point. Now it's wanting you to rename these points. So point A is 3, -4. So first thing you have to do is find that. So 3 over, 4 down. There's that point. So they're pointing the new point for point A, which is this point up here. So you have to count 2 to the left, 2 up. So you're going -2, +2. Then point B, 9 to the left and 0 up and down. So the new point for that is this one up here. So you're going to count, go from your origin, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up. So the new point for that is 4, 6. Then the last point we've got is this one right here, 7, -6. So that's the new point for this point. So left and right first. So 1, 2 over. Now, anytime you're on this line, one of your numbers is going to be 0. If you're on this line, your second number is going to be 0. If you're on this line, your first number is going to be 0. Okay, I'm going to do one more of these with you and leave the other 2 for practice. Go ahead and pause your video and see if you can attempt this on your own, and then I'll show you the answer. Okay, so we're moving this 4 left and 10 up. So I'm going to start at the top again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Move this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just in case you've noticed, these got these extra dark lines. Those usually aren't going to be on the test. They're a little bit darker than the inside lines. But if you'll notice, each line, dark line, represents 5 blocks. So that might help you count. Since we started on this block, we go up 5, 10 to go to that. But those probably won't be on the GED. Start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then this one last. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So your new shape should look like your old shape, just slid over. So the answers, so 5, -5 is this one, so they want this one. So that's 1 over and 5 up. Sorry, 1 over, 5 up. 8, 3. Oops, there's a blot on my page. Should be 8, -3. So 8 over, 3 down. So they want this one. So it's this one. So to get to that, we'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, -8 is going to be 6 over, 8 down. So they want this one. So for that one, we go 1, 2 over and 1, 2 up. And then the last one is this one. So they want that one. So we go left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't forget that's negative. going to be -4, and then 1 up, it's going to be +1. And again, you can do these two on your own. The answers are on the second page. Reflecting. So this is different because this isn't simply sliding the shape over. This is reflecting the shape. So anytime you look in a mirror, whenever you look in a mirror, the letters and the pictures are backwards. They've been reflected. That's what reflect means. So reflect means it's going to stay sort of the same shape, but it's going to be flipped. So think about your hand. If your hand was like that and you wanted to reflect it, it would flip over the other way. So this says reflect over the x-axis. This one over here says the y-axis. Make sure you read what they're talking about. So the x-axis we said was that one right there. This one up here is the y-axis. So they want you to reflect the shape as if this line right here, this line right here was a mirror. Okay, so that matters. So this is the x line. So they want you to take this shape and flip it over here. Now this one right here is a little easy. I'm not even going to count for this because I know since it's in the far upper corner, since this is a square, then it's going to be reflected and it's going to be in the far upper corner up there. This one right here, whenever you reflect over the x-axis, they're going to stay on the same line, the same vertical line. So I know I'm just going to move down here. Well, how many do I move down here? Well, I was counting how many I move up. 1, 2. So since that's 2 above the x line, I would put it 2 below the x line. Then this point, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 above the x line. So I put it 1, 2, 3, 4 below the x line. And when you connect your points, you should have a shape that's similar, but it's been flipped over the x line. And I say similar, that's really a math term. I shouldn't use that term because that actually means something different. It looks like it is what I should say, but it's been flipped over the x-axis. And again, they want the new points for these. So 3, 4 is right here. So they want this point now. Well, it's still at 3, so that number is going to be the same. And then this time you're going 4 down. So it's almost, you're just going to take these into the opposite. So instead of 3, 4, you're going to do 3, -4. That should give you a hint as to how to do these. Instead of 8, 2, you're just going to do 8, -2. And then this one was of course the max, which was 10, 10. So it's going to be 10, -10. So this one's different because this one is being flipped over the y-axis, which is this one up and down. This one up and down. So this time we're going to flip from here over to here instead of up like this one because this was the x-axis. So let's do this one first, this dot right here. So count over how many you are. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Put that dot. Count how many this one is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stay on the same line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is all the way over on the 10. So if I just stay on that line, go all the way over to the -10. This one's all the way down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I just need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this. Draw your new shape. So there's your reflection over the y-axis. So similar to over here, except don't do the same thing because the different number is changing. So 4, -5 is going to be this point right here. So this point over here, this time this one's going negative and this one's not changing. So you're going back 4, so it's -4. But you're still going down, so it's still -5. So this time this number didn't change. And you can kind of figure this out now. So 6, -3 is going to be -6, -3. 10, -6 is going to be -10, -6. And 5, -10 is what that should be. Is going to be -5, -10. So use these two for practice. Your second sheet has the answers on it, so you can check those to see if they're correct. The last one we're going to do is rotating. This one might be the most difficult of the three. So there's three different things that they're going to say to rotate. They're either going to say 270 degrees, that's probably the most difficult one. They're more likely to say 90 degrees or 180 degrees. I'm going to save this one for last because it's the most difficult. I'm going to go ahead and skip to this one. We're going to do this one. So what they're saying is that they want this shape rotated around the origin. So remember, the origin is right where the two X and Y lines cross. So it's right there. So a little trick you can do is you can take your finger. Now they're saying clockwise, so they want it rotated this way. So if you put your finger on the origin and you rotate this one spin, that's how this shape is going to end up, except it's going to be drawn here like this. So let's try this. So let's do this point first. So to get to this point, we're going to go 1 over and 3 up. And that's the point 1, 3. So what you got to think is you got to think in terms of you're backwards. You're doing this way first and then this. So instead of going 1 over and 3 up here, you're actually going 1 down and 3 over right here, because we want it to look like that when we're done. So you can see that's 1 down and 3 over. So right here we want to go 1 down and 3 over. So let's try this one. So for this one we got to go 2 over and 7 up. So what we do is we actually go 2 down and 7 over. So that right there is that point. For this one we'd go 9 over and 8 up. So what we do is we go 9 down and 8 over. Then for this one we go 8 over and we don't go up or down. So we go 8 this way and we don't go left or right. So your new shape should look like that. So let's look at these points. So this point became this point, and that was point A. So now we're actually at 3, 1. So you see this, sorry, I made a mistake, 3, -1. So you see we kind of flipped these numbers, but one of them became negative. And that's not going to happen every time. It's just what happens when it's 90 degrees. 8, 0 became -8. Sorry, 0, -8. 9, 8 became 8, -9. Oops. I'm writing the answers for this over here. So I did all those wrong. Oops. My mistake. And then the last point is 2, 7. So it's this point right here. So they want this point. So it's 7, -2. Let's do a 180. So again, they want this rotated. This one's counterclockwise, so we're actually going to go backwards. If you put your finger there, one rotation would be 90 degrees. 2 would be 180 degrees. So they want the end result to look like this. So you're going to be in the top right quadrant because you're in the bottom left quadrant. So this shape is going to end up there. It's going to go from there to going like this. So for this shape, for this dot, we would just go 3 backwards. So instead, we do the opposite. We go 3, 4. Sorry, I miscounted. That's 4. 4 forwards. I'm going to go ahead and fill these out. That might be easier. So negative 4, 0 actually turns into 4, 0. So that's number 3. Negative 7, negative 2. So 7 backwards, 2 down. So we're talking about that one. What we're going to do is we're going to go 7 this way and then 2 up. So we're at 7, 2. Negative 9, negative 9 is actually going to turn into positive 9, positive 9. And there is our new shape. So this one is the most difficult. So put your finger on the origin. They're wanting to go 270 clockwise. One twist is 90 degrees. 2 twists would be 180 degrees. 3 twists would be 270. So they're wanting you to end in the bottom left quadrant. So one more turn would be 360 degrees. Now there's 2 ways to think about this. One is to go all the way around to here. The other is that 270, you add another 90 to it, you're actually at 360. And if you went counterclockwise, you would just end up in the same quadrant down here. So I'm just going to act like I'm doing it 90 degrees backwards instead of 270 forward. So if this is your point, your initial point, 0, 2, you'd actually go down here and put it at negative 2, 0. Negative 10, 1 would actually go down 10, backwards 1. So that's actually negative 1, negative 10. And then negative 9, 6 is going to go down 9, backwards 6. So we're actually at negative 6, negative 9. So there's your ending shape. You can think of it as rotated 270 degrees. So from there to there to there to there. Or you can think about it rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise to there. I'll save this last 90-degree shape for you to practice on your own. That is the end of the video.